Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Nomad hack, drain, exploit. What was it? How did it affect the ecosystem, Cardano in particular, and Ethereum? So let's get right into this video. Again, if you like the content, please hit that like button. If you want to get notified every time I make a video, please hit the bell notification. You'll get notified every time I make a video. So let's get into this video. So I'll get into this video about the Nomad breach, hack, exploit. We're going to talk about too the response from some of the developers in the ecosystem that were part of this hack, right? Namely the ones that were involved with Cardano and made ERC20 tokens on the Ethereum network that then were later to be ported over using this bridge to Cardano ADA network as CNT tokens, right? It was actually a swap. But let's get right to it. So, all right, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you watching this video. We're going to talk real quick about, or try to get real quick about this whole Nomad exploit. So let's get right to it. So this article by Gizmodo, right? The author is Kyle Barr. He talked about the exploit that it reached a total of $100 million. I believe the grand total was $194 million. What led to the hack, but not too much in detail. It just gives a brief explanation. This happened on the Ethereum network. This did not happen on the Cardano network, did not happen on the ADA network. Milko Media, the other end of the swap bridge, did not get affected in any way whatsoever. What could have happened is that some of the tokens got double swapped, right? Because if these ERC20 tokens were swapped originally and were in this wallet, that means they got swapped for CNT tokens again. And then you know what happened, they dumped on the network, which was somewhat evident because the price of Gerald and the price of Charlie 3, I'm not too sure about cards, but it depreciated in value versus ADA, and that's what it's paired with on all the DEXs. So it just goes in to say that late Monday, they noticed that there was a hack and multi-million dollars was siphoned out of the network. Was this an actual hack? No, it was not. It was not an actual hack. It was an exploit. Nomad team did not do the due diligence in making sure that the code was airtight. So there's a process when coins are being transferred from one and another. There's a verification system, and that system was faulty, to say the least. Right? So even the community took part. And in this article, it says clearly, right? CertK analysts further said that the vulnerability was a token bridge initialization process producing a flawed upgrade allowing users to copy and paste the original hacker's transaction numbers and replace it with personal ones. Researchers said in just 4 hours, all the hackers, bots, and even members of the community drained the protocol in a frenzied mob. The crypto developer who goes by Football on Twitter wrote that this attack was first decentralized crowd looting in a 9-figure bridge in history, right? So it's crowd looting. It's like a mob running through the streets and looting all the places up. It just was centralized in one area. So it goes on to say that they went from 190 million to just $1,700, $1,800 inside the bridge in total assets left over, and they just killed it. Fubar, as he's known on Twitter, maybe you might want to follow him, @OaxFubar, and he goes to show that some members became scared in the community and they want to return the funds. Right? And these are several examples of the people who are willing to return funds. This one guy said he has $1 million to return. Wow. And here goes a list of all the coins that were affected. The 3 major Cardano coins was Carstarter, Gerald, and C3, Charlie 3. Charlie 3 with the biggest impact, right, at almost $1 million in value. Then this individual Paradigm Engineer 420, he goes on to detail how the bridge actually got exploited, and he gives examples. He gives all of us examples on what happened and how the exploit actually happened. However, regardless of how it happened, it was still carelessness on the end of Nomad. They should have done a better job in making sure that the funds were secured. Everyone makes mistakes. Sometimes we have to double and triple check. And this is why Cardano does everything twice, right? They make sure everything is great. So if there's delays on the network, it's for the reasons just like this, so we don't get exploited. Me and you don't get taken advantage of as avid Cardano ADA users. This Twitter account, PeckShield Alert, goes to list all the addresses that exploited the bridge, and it's just a matter of time. So the FBI will get involved and they'll come down on these people if they don't return the funds. And it's just what it is, right? These people will more or less will return the funds. If not, they cover their tracks pretty good, but they're not worried about getting getting apprehended by law enforcement. And law enforcement is not going to say, well, mob went after the wallets. They're going to go after everybody. It's theft, right? And somebody's going to go to jail. 9 out of 10 anyway. So right now, the Nomad Bridge is down, and they listed a wallet address, so that way if people want to return their funds, they can. So doing an Ether scan, we can see that wallet address, as we clicked on it, has about 19 million in it right now. I mean, 10% of what was taken, but people are starting to return the funds. Some people aren't, maybe most of them aren't. But the ones who have, kudos to you. Thank you for being honorable and doing the right thing. Right, we want to make sure that this ecosystem thrives, right? That we're not a bunch of savages running around just stealing from one another, right? This is a small community. What you take from one person now may wind up being taken from you later on. Remember, karma is a mother sucker. Just be fair in this ecosystem and be righteous, right? Don't always don't always think that there's some type of leverage you can have over someone else. It's just not right. So Nomad issued a recovery process that they wanted to go over, and they say as we alluded to it earlier, we are actively working with leading chain analysis intelligence firms, TRM labs, and law enforcement to trace funds, flows, and identities, receipts, wallets, and coordinate to return the funds. As the investigation continues, all involved are prepared to take necessary action in the coming days. So please keep in mind that timelessness of funds returns is important. In other words, just return the funds, right? The sooner you do it, the better it is for you. If you're watching this video and you participated in that, just return the funds. If you know someone who did, just return the funds. It's just better for you. It's easier for you to just give this back and not have to worry about possible legal action. Who wants to go to jail? Everybody in this ecosystem is looking to either stem away from being controlled by their money from other entities, or you're looking to make money in this ecosystem, but make money not like this. So like I said earlier, the bridge is down. If you want to check out the wallet, you can do it here. They have learn more about the bounty program on their Twitter page, and you'll get some more information there. And this information is actually useful. So even if you participated in taking advantage of the bridge, you can keep 10%, right? So if you stole 60 million or you borrowed 60 million, you get to keep 6. Not a bad trade-off, just my opinion. If you got them for $1 million, 100,000 is yours, free of charge. You got to pay taxes, but that's it. But this is actually above and beyond what Nomad could do, right? They didn't have to do this. They could have been more arrogant and forced people and got law enforcement, got people arrested all across the world. It would have been a massive investigation, but it would have happened, right? Law enforcement would like to make examples of people. Now on to the next part. So not until this exploit happened, Charlie 3 was still reporting ERC20 token prices throughout their Discord and so on. And now recently, we have the CNT value, right, which is about 14 cents and a third cents. Just being fully transparent, I was banned from both of their community groups, Telegram and their Discord. And what's really funny about everything that's going on here, and the reason why I was banned, Damien told all the community members that the C3 that was being bridged was going to a burn address. This is not a burn address. Burn address is one way. There's no other way of getting the coins out. You can actually smart contract to a burn address, so that way it doesn't happen. So that means that Nomad was bridging and holding coins in one particular wallet that they use to also send back and forth or swap back and forth between projects or blockchain. And it did just not go to a burn address. Charlie 3, Giro, and Carstarter did not do their due diligence in making sure these coins were burnt and never to be used again. It was a failure on their part, which is also another bad thing about what's going on with Charlie 3 is that their moderators, for the most part, are horrible. They're very disrespectful and rude. I don't remember his full handle, but it's CK something. He was very disrespectful to a couple of members who invested in Charlie 3 and still had their ERC20 tokens and wanted to, figure out what to do. And his response was that this was crypto. You take a gamble. So are you saying then, as a moderator for a project that I care deeply about, that it's speculative and it's a gamble, completely a gamble, that Charlie 3 is not going to produce what they're saying they're going to produce? I asked them the very most tough questions possible because I wanted to make sure what I was getting myself into. I hold a lot of Charlie 3. I am very much so invested. And the way they treat their community members is like walking on eggshells. You got to be careful how you say, what you say, when you say. If not, it's a problem. And they'll ban you. I'm not the only person who's been banned from there. There's been several people who's been banned from there from raising questions. I love the project. They're dragging their feet. There's other protocols that are saying that they're dragging their feet and they're looking to make their own Oracle solutions because Charlie 3 is taking way too long. They should have had their mainnet testnet, their testnet at the fair least out there so that way devs can start checking it out long ago. They have constant excuses and they're talking about upgrading to V2 or Plutus, not mentioning that Cardano is backwards compatible, right? So V1 Plutus scripts work perfectly. So for them to say they couldn't implement code until V2 was completely done is hogwash. They could have easily had something available and then upgraded later on in the back end. Tell your community members that this is why you're being delayed is not fair, it's not being honest. And in my humble opinion, the CMO and their whole marketing team are not doing a great job. They're not honestly being fair with the community that's actually supporting them, because there is no projects giving them funding. There is no projects doing anything else. They took $50,000 from Catalyst Fund 8 to supposedly provide Oracle solutions to DEXs, which they can't because they aren't ready. You know, there's just a lot going on with Charlie 3 right now. They made 3 NFTs. Only one is possible use case right now. Now they want t-shirts and NFTs for possible use case. And I get it, they're trying to make funding. But I am going in on Charlie 3 a little bit, and it's because I'm really tired of the bull crap. You treat your community members fairly. You take the criticism, the hard questions, and you swallow it, because that's what it is. You talk about decentralization, we all do. But the minute someone says something that touches you differently, you feel a certain type of way, and then you centralize their comments. You become overly authoritative. This is a decentralized community. Who are you to censor anybody? Well, that's my take. I believe Nomad was very careless. It was not a true hack. It was more of an exploit in the code that they saw, one person saw, and other people took advantage of it, and they drained the network. You guys get to keep 10% of whatever you've taken over that time period. Enjoy it. They're giving it to you free of charge. Run with it. Give back the funds. Let Nomad get back its reputation. They'll fix their code, and everybody will be happy. As for you, Charlie 3, get your stuff together. Follow Jero. Jero's community, the way they manage the community, is 10 times better than the way you guys are. Get your act together, all right? And come out with an Oracle. Get this thing going. We waited too long. All right, that's my rant in this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please hit that like button again. Again, if you want to get notified, hit that bell notification, and you'll get notified every time I make a video. Thank you very much for watching. Black Star. We are the light and darkness. Peace.